All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis, beyond thrilled to be bringing you the Super Bowl. All the pomp, all the circumstance, all the pageantry. It doesn't get any better than this, partner.
I'm loving sharing this booth with you, sharing this moment. This type of a game, for all the teachers who said we'd never make it, we're here.
And we talk these last couple weeks about the buildup, the anticipation. I think these guys are just ready to get out there and get this thing started.
And I know that both coaching staffs have spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw is Garoppolo. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Good one, able to haul it in. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. A dump down to McKinnon. Room to run inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 15. A big play there for the Niners. And even 40 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice...
And he lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but... is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Dobbs. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Throwing here, Dobbs dancing to his left. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
He finds McKinnon, complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and just like that, it's third down. There's Garoppolo to throw. And able to find Garcon. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big gain of 31 on third down.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They go play action here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run, and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, add that play to his resume, Real, because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for long.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. With the first touchdown of Super Bowl 53, and the Niners have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 1st and 10, Dobbs. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Dobbs now on 2nd down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 7 yards on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Out of the gun, Dobbs. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. Now Dobbs. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs being chased out left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. Here's Dobbs to throw, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Ohio!
Back to throw Dobbs. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. And Lambo will put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on, chestnuts.
You like
Come
that?
on, what does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea. Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
Go ahead.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. A dump down to McKinnon. He'll get it to the 40. Sweet little move in there, but couldn't get much yardage out of it. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Flush to his right. And a loose football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw is Dobbs. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. Dobbs looking to throw on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Dobbs. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Right back to him on first down. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's Dobbs to throw. That is caught at the 7. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The reception good for 7. It's third down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah. They like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll go with a big back Fournette. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. The halftime show, quite a spectacle, but it's back to football for the second half of Super Bowl 53. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Off the play fake. Here's Dobbs. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Dobbs is throwing. Throw left side complete. It's Grant. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Fourth down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage. And Lambeau will put this one through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Telvin Smith not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. 3rd and long. It's Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 55 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. On first down, Garoppolo. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Forced out to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
To throw is Garoppolo. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
He'll get it up the middle. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They come out here in the I. They'll go with the keeper. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Gold now out to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Spinning away. And he'll take it out past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Throwing here, Dobbs. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there at 22.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfect. This is caught inside the 15. And give him a gain of 37.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now Leonard Fournette. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round!
On 2nd down, Dobbs. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Ohio! Ohio!
Now Dobbs. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. In for the score. And the Jaguars move back within a couple of the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better? Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And that is incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs.
He's got a man complete. The 30. 10 for touchdown. 49ers. George Kittle, 83 yards. And the 49ers add on to their lead. That was a nice little setup there off play action for the long touchdown pass.
And I've got to tell you, it brings back bad memories for a guy like me as a former defensive back, because in a playbook I knew a long time ago, we described that play pattern as draw pass 9 go, meaning fly pattern after the play action pass, try and hit him for the deep ball, and boy, were they successful on that one. So tough because his speed is so great. You've got to make sure you don't miss any cues or keys in order to try and keep up with him.
Draw pass 9 go. That's still a nightmare to this day.
Yeah, I still wake up in the middle of the night and feel the guy going past me.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game. Here on the second half, I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38!
Out of the gun, Dobbs. And this throw will be intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Hurry up! Hurry up! 12! Go ahead! 12!
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 42 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McKinnon. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And Gold is able to put it through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And an alley to run. The 40, 30, 10, 5.
All right, let's give credit where credit is due. How about that return? Great blocking, great vision, all the way down to the 2-yard line. The only person who has to be upset, the guy who didn't get it into the end zone. That far and no reward?
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Time for a break. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Complete to the right. This is Garcon. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, Garoppolo's going to throw it. And he fends him off. Escaping the pressure right. Deep ball. And this is caught. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, 50 yards. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
That's fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 32 that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves him still needing 11 here on third down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And now, is it 4th down? No, it's 3rd down. And the field goal unit is out onto the field. This officially a 55-yard attempt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Go ahead.
Garoppolo looking to throw. Steps away to his left. He gets this one to Garcon. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jarek McCammon taking it in from 7 yards away. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And, oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Jakeem Grant now to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And the San Francisco 49ers will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs. You see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them. A fantastic season.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports. Franchise.
The Vikings are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock.
Today's a work day, gentlemen, and you know what that means? We got to get better today. What I want to know is...
Now let's go! Blue Niners!
Fellas, we've got to have a great practice today. There's no other option. We've got 17 weeks, we strap it up, and we get better each week. This is one of those times you got to take advantage.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 30. Hurry up, here we go.
Select the team you want to join. Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the right. Select the team you want to join. Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the right.
you.